Oh, in nature, what a pleasant feeling. I wanted to change the environment for today's brief talk. It's very interesting. For those of you who are biblically inclined, they make mention of being fruitful and multiplying. Also, they talk about having dominion over the animals of the ocean as well as the land. And I'd like to add, which is even more important, is dominion of the self, particularly in the area of sexual indulgence. Man must have self-mastery over these things, his emotions, anger, sadness, and he must channel them into a purpose, into something that is going to be productive, or it can lead to man's self-destruction, his annihilation. But for us as retainers, for us on this journey of celibacy, we need to have dominion over the sexual impulse, the most potent force on the planet. As we discussed in previous talks, this power has the capacity to not just construct, but it's a twofold nature. It can also destroy. With that in mind, we must be very, very careful as to how we use such a force. It's really interesting because celebrities reach great levels of fame and financial status, and particularly the males, of course, with great power comes great responsibility. You have people around you who want things from you. Women often throw themselves at men in high standing positions. And when these men fall, what I've noticed is they usually fall into the category of sexual indiscipline, whether it be allegations or whether they are charged of whatever it is. And it just goes to show you that no matter how high you do get in society as a man, if you don't have control over your lower nature, if there is no dominion of your lower nature, you inevitably are going to fail. And the higher you get, the further you're going to fall, because now you're in the spotlight and everyone's focused, waiting essentially for your downfall. Actors, football players, athletes have all succumbed to a lack of sexual indiscipline. So it's imperative that as we go on our journey, we really are aware of the implications of being frivolous with our seed. Attention, of course, is going to be rife. The magneticism that you get can often fill our egos to the brim, to the point where we are the superheroes amongst mortal men. But we should not let this feeling fool us. We should not be tricked by our own ego and our own power. We must always check ourselves. I always do this, and I know as I delve deeper on my semen retention journey, the power and the magneticism grows, and this can get to your head, but you must always remain humble and know that if you do engage in such fleeting moments, your empire can be gone within a flash. You take years to build up your networks. You take years to build up your financial portfolio. But through a moment of lust, through a moment of indiscipline, it crumbles. I want to talk about two ancient texts, the first being the Bhagavad Gita, and it talks about the three gates to hell. And hell, I'd say they're alluding to self-destruction of the individual. The first being lust, the second being anger, and third being greed. These three combined will lead to annihilation. We have seen such in a capitalistic society where covetous arms are always reaching out for more, even though they have an abundance already. We see gross hedonism displayed in various platforms and social media, the television, daily interactions. We can't get enough of it. We should have enough, but we always want more. These things are masquerading as normalcy in our society, constantly impeding what we understand to be normal versus abnormal, unnatural. These are some things we should think on, especially as we get further onto our journey. How can we be productive? For those of you who are more biblically inclined, the Bible instructs you to be fruitful and, yes, multiply. Multiply. Thus, the purpose of intercourse is for the sake of procreation. And upon procreating, what values are you going to instill in the next generation? What wealth are you going to pass on to your sons and daughters? As we delve deeper into our journey, let's not be fooled, and let's use our energy with a purpose. If we are not abstaining, we should be using this fuel, this divine force, to procreate, and procreate with a purpose, with a partner who is of like mind, of similar ilk, who's cut from the same cloth, who wants the same things as us, who's on the same spiritual journey of growth and development. I will touch on this in more detail in some upcoming videos with regards to who you choose as a partner, how you can vet women. And I'm grateful that as I've been on this transformative journey with my wife, she understands the true purpose of retention. She understands when I go in periods of celibacy, I say I have a particular purpose I need to really get into and put into action. At first it was tough, but these are, I would say, the types of women you want to be looking for, who don't solely rely on carnal nature, on carnal pleasures for the relationship to have some type of longevity. It transcends that. I have gone on many a walk at this same park with my wife and our dog, and we derive such pleasure from such novel things. There's a extra juice that is squeezed out, especially when I'm on retention. Conversely, when I'm not, it's just somewhat mundane. We're going to the park. But the colors are more vivid. Nature speaks to me in a finer tune. This is one of the many benefits that I have noticed on retention, and that transcend just the trite and the repetitive, magnetism, females staring at you. However, I digress. To go back to what I was saying with regards to control of lust, the Bhagavad Gita talks about the 3 pathways to hell. In addition to this, the Bible also talks about sexual immorality. So while we must be fruitful and multiply, hence have sex with a purpose to procreate and bring forth our next generation and teach them the positive things in life, we must also flee from sexual immorality. For a man who sins does so outside. However, a man who sins in sexual immorality does so to himself. And do you not know that you are the temple of God? The Most High rests within you. And with this in mind, friends and brothers, be very fastidious with how you use your energy. We discussed in our previous talk, there are going to be people, there are going to be women who want to drain you of your divine force. Do not be beguiled by this. This is ephemeral. This is gone in a moment. It comes as quickly as it goes, or it goes as quickly as it comes. Be the superior man. The superior man is a man amongst men. When you enter into spaces, people already sense there's something different about you. And you can use this for fleeting pleasures, or you can use this for purposeful actions. Long term, not short term. Make the days count. Do not count the days. Until next time.